day. All right. So let me just go through some of the questions that we oftentimes get inside of EasyWebinar, and it might be something that will answer some of your questions. Coming out of retirement again, looking to use EasyWebinar for my local marketing. Cool. I would think that a webinar platform would be very useful for the network marketing industry. Yes or no? Johan, that is actually, yes, it's 100% good for marketing. I mean, for network marketing, it's powerful because, network marketing oftentimes is a lot of live, being there in person. But, if you can invite someone to a webinar or workshop where you are, you have their attention, they are, focused on you, and you have an hour long, 45-minute long to basically talk about your solution, maybe whatever program they can come into, and how it can truly benefit them, and the best way to sign up for that program. It can be very powerful. So we use webinars in a few different ways. We not only use webinars, we use webinars and we look at webinars from a holistic point of view of the customer journey, basically, right? So we look at webinars for attracting an audience, right? So we do live webinars or put webinars out there just to build leads and then bring people into a webinar that helps to basically position us, helps to basically talk about what we're here to do and our mission and who we're serving. And from there, it goes into selling our products and services, basically, right? And then we use webinars on the back end as well. David wrote, that's a great question. Are we going to ever consider adding simulated chat or from a prior event? Yes, we are. For evergreen webinars, yes, we are going to be. We have been thinking about that. That is on a roadmap. We do have a roadmap that's pretty cool that we're excited about. That's coming out soon. You looking to use automated webinars to promote our service and sell a training program for MSPs. Got it. Cool. Yeah, I mean, so when you. This is great. I mean, so for those who are unsure, EasyWebinar is both a live stream application and an evergreen webinar tool. We are at the top of the food chain when it comes to evergreen webinars, due to the fact that we have a super dynamic advanced scheduling option that can be an evergreen, that where you can run what we call right on time events. You can run events streamed out multiple times during the day in your attendees' local time zone, streamed in real time, and all those actions performed in the webinar can then be added, and you could create follow-up emails based on particular actions during an evergreen webinar. And the other side of this is that one thing that we have inside EasyWebinar that a lot of platforms don't have is our replay page. We have a replay page builder, and it can be set to stream a replay page for an evergreen, meaning that if someone comes to an evergreen webinar, our replay page can be set to expire based on that person's registration. So it could be 3 days after that where a person watched that webinar in their own time zone at their specific time. And all the follow-up emails will be tied to that as well. And so it's true scarcity. And after the replay is over, it will redirect people into whatever room you want or page you want. And it's really great. So we have that. We have the date-based evergreen expiring pages as well. So that's one thing a lot of other tools don't have, is that replay page builder as well, that can expire, that can have countdown timers on it and stuff like that. And as such, EasyWebinar becomes much more of a funnel builder tool that is using the power of webinars, basically. That's the automation side. And then the live side is that you have all that cool automation along with using the ability to use YouTube Live for unlimited number of attendees, using our built-in chat, using our offers tab, using our live engine, which has no latency, high definition streaming, basically, right? So that's the power of what EasyWebinar is. It's moreover before anything else, a marketing tool. Does the software have lead pages for the webinar? So yes, the software has all the pages that you basically want. It has all like the registration pages, the thank you pages, the it has, in fact, I can show you my screen so you can see all the pages that it has, but it has registration page, thank you page, countdown page, event page, replay page, and all the emails built in as well. And it just covers every page that you need in what's known as basically a funnel. So that is what that's what EasyWebinar has basically. It does all of those, right? And I could actually share my screen and kind of show you a bit more on how this looks and how this works if you're interested. And first, I want to flag up, thank you for coming, Johan, Howard, Andreas, Jonas, Luis, Mark, Torsen, Dominique, Tom, Harry, David, Tom, Kenny, Lisa, Bill, and all the rest that are still that are here, that are coming into the room. Thank you for being here. Excited to have you guys all in here. Basically, thank you, Lisa. I appreciate it. Yeah, we have but here's the other cool part of this. A lot of people don't realize this, but EasyWebinar works very easily with all your favorite third-party page builder tools like Lead Pages, like ClickFunnels, like Bounce, like anything basically, right? Because we have what's known as a registration widget, right? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in. I want to share I'm going to pull out some bits and pieces of a presentation, and I want you guys to just feel free to ask any questions you may have. Also, because if you are someone who's not an existing EasyWebinar customer, but you've been thinking about it, I want to know, what do we need to do in order to help you to understand what the platform can do so that you know that you're getting the support you need and you're making the right decision? Because that's the biggest thing for us. We just want to make sure that you feel like you're getting answers to the questions that you have. And also the other side of this is we want to make sure that you feel confident knowing that we are here for you and getting on, and we will be here as a support mechanism for you. One thing that you should know about us is that when you do become a customer with EasyWebinar, you automatically get an onboarding call with a client specialist, right? So someone's going to talk to you about what you're looking to do and what you're looking to do with EasyWebinar and help you walk through it, right? So just be aware of that we will actually right away, you're going to be not only put into a 30-day onboarding sequence that will help you to understand how to just leverage EasyWebinar. Plus, I'll link you guys up with a free EasyWebinar training sort of program. But at the same time, you also get a free onboarding call as well as soon as you become someone who's coming into EasyWebinar. But I think it's important for us to understand what your goals are, what your mission is, what you're looking to do with webinars. You know, are you looking to do live webinars? Are you looking to do evergreen webinars? Are you, you know, are you have you know, how many people are you getting on live? 200, 500, 2,000? Because whether you know it or not, EasyWebinar has many different levels that could be perfect for you. We have a package that can go 2,000 and above in terms of attendees for using our live engine. And it might be the right choice for you or might not be. We have our pro version that has up to 200 live attendees, and that might be perfect. And if you're someone who is interested in evergreen webinars, we have evergreen aspects added to each of those as well, so that you are, you know, just killing it and crushing it with evergreen webinars. And I can say that the majority of our users who are just really doing super well use both live and evergreen, but mostly they are leveraging more evergreen webinars and making consistent revenue using that. And I have, you know, what I might do here is share my screen, and I might show either some case studies and or the presentation I was going to show, and we can go in and I can just answer some of your questions. And today I'm excited because I also have a special opportunity to where you can get EasyWebinar at a 40% savings today. And so stick around. And not only that, you can get access to a bonus program that I have available that I very rarely have available. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to push this off right now. Okay. I'm going to broadcast that. Now you should see, now that I broadcast it, something that says webinar special, right? And if you click on that, let me know once you click on it, it should take you to a page that should say a sort of like hush hush page, where once you're on that page, you're going to be able to get a bundle package that we don't even offer anywhere else. That is using you can do live webinars with our live engine up to 100 attendees. You can do live webinars using this YouTube Live integration, which basically, by the way, we're using YouTube Live into EasyWebinar, and it has unlimited attendees that can come through. And the delay on here is probably about 10 seconds. Okay, there is a slight delay. It's about 10 seconds, and that's the reason we built out our own live stream platform that had no latency. But even our YouTube Live integration is really top notch. That gets you unlimited, and you get unlimited evergreen webinars and all the bells and whistles of the third-party pixel tracking, so you could track Facebook ads and all sorts of stuff. The third-party page builder tools such as ClickFunnels or Leadpages using our system. And again, all the bells and whistles that come with EasyWebinar as a full webinar funnel building tool that's designed to generate you sales so that you can, live your perfect life. So what I'm going to do right now is I am actually going to share my screen and show a presentation to you for a little bit here, so that you can see what's going on here. So right now I'm showing the back end of EasyWebinar. I did a live stream through Facebook Live just recently, and on that I talked about our reseller program, which basically is a program for marketing professionals to where you can add users, and each user gets their own unique login to EasyWebinar and their own their hosted EasyWebinar URL. Basically, they get a duplicate account of what you get, and so it's pretty cool stuff. But I digress. I'm going a little too far. But first thing I wanted to do is go over here, pull this up so we can kind of go through a couple things. And I want to kind of go through this particular presentation with you, okay? So again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, okay? Does the software have a message application? Yes, we do. It has a, we have a live chat that you can see right here. Shows the screen waving, and you just answered my question. This is sure live. I thought we were maybe watching Evergreen. No, it's not Evergreen. Any plans on integrating with Katra, and we'll use the embed code to be sufficient? Yeah, you could use the embed code right now. Is EasyWebinar for free webinars only? Does it have a payment system to charge for live webinars? So the thing is, you don't have the ability to charge using our registration pages, but you could charge somebody anything you want. Bring them into bring them into a checkout page, charge $400 for it, bring them through. After that, send them a one-click registration, which will basically allow them to auto-register for a webinar. And as such, that's how you can get around the whole sales webinar. So if you ever want to sell a webinar, you could bring them to a regular checkout page, which would probably help your conversions anyway, instead of sending them to a registration page. Have them pay for it. In the first email going out, have a link that will auto-register people to the workshop. And that's using EasyWebinar. We have what are known as one-click registration links that can be sent out through your email system, right? Here, for me, the biggest thing is ease of use at time of presentation. No one does screen sharing as well as Zoom, but Zoom webinars is a presentation platform, not a marketing platform. I got Jet Webinar account, Webinar Jam account, gave up Zoom. I'm thinking of returning to it. So here's the cool thing about EasyWebinar. So our live engine, which we're not using right now, by the way, we are using our YouTube Live. Our live engine is crystal clear, more clear than, I mean, it's just as clear as Zoom, if not more clear. And we put a lot of energy and attention into that. Okay. So just as you know, just so you know. Do you have Infusionsoft integration? Yes, we have deep Infusionsoft integration. We have integrations with all the top email systems out there. If I were to go in and show you some of our integrations over here, we have SendGrid, Infusionsoft, Ontraport, ActiveCampaign, Aweber, Constant Contact, GetResponse, iContact, MailChimp, Drip, ConvertKit. And basically, how this works is if you go into events and you were to edit an event here, you would go to event integrations and you'd choose which one you want to do. And then you'd basically create your tagging. And what this does is it adds those people into whatever tag. So it's like you would choose your drop down of your tags from Infusionsoft or wherever, and you'd create a new tag to align with your EasyWebinar registered tag, or came to webinar, or watch full tag, did not come tag, left early tag, watch replay, asked a question tag. And all of these tags, the cool thing is that each one is automatic. So inside of your account, once someone registers for a webinar, it's automatically added into a tag, and you can fire off and triggers basically and campaigns based on those tags, right? We also have offer tags. So like, let's say you go to your event page and you go inside your offers. Inside your offers, you can see that we have offer tags, basically like saw offer but didn't click, or saw offer and clicked. So these are pretty powerful for your segmentation and follow-ups. It's pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah. All right. So let's go into some of this. We're going to talk about how to create a high converting sales webinar, right? And you guys probably have seen, has anyone ever watched this presentation before when I put it on previously? If not, that's totally fine. But what I want to talk to you about is how would it feel to have consistent leads and customers every single month on demand with predictability? How would it feel to be able to stop losing the customers you have? Because here's a fact, it's 6 to 7 times more expensive to acquire a new customer than it is to keep a current one. So what if after someone became a customer, you had a way to connect them to instantly make them feel successful? Sorry, guys, I can hear myself, and I should probably turn my volume down here. Hold on one second. There we go. You've seen this presentation before. Okay, cool. Well, if you are someone who is a coach, consultant, expert, course creator, looking for a predictable way to create consistent income, you're definitely in the right place. Also, if you're someone looking for a better way to give your customers a wonderful onboarding experience, you should be dancing a jig right now, okay? And I like to share this quote oftentimes because this really sums up why EasyWebinar is a tool that's out there. Unless you have a reliable, duplicatable, and scalable, consistent way to bring potential customers in, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. And, we have clients that actually use EasyWebinar, and EasyWebinar accounts for 90% of their income. 90% of their income, not 90% of their income, okay? So we take that very seriously as a automation tool, as a tool that helps people with leveraging their time. We understand that takes a lot of responsibility. So we are always on top of our stuff. We are on our game. So how does this relate to you? Well, creating a thriving business, finding engaged customers, and selling your courses can be a big pain in the butt and utterly frustrating. And, if you went on vacation today, let me ask you a question. Can you honestly say that it wouldn't create more stress than enjoyment? And, if you say yes, then you are an ideal person for our system. I mean, if you go on vacation, you don't necessarily stress out, but that you need automation in your life to sort of help with the levers and pull the buttons and do all sorts of stuff that doesn't take all of you, then yes, this is the right presentation for you. The whole reason EasyWebinar was built was basically around this particular slide, right? We want you to be able to get out there, go out, take a 4-week vacation and come back and have your business still running smoothly. We want things to be firing every day, leads generating, sales generating, right? That's what we want for you. So my promise is I'm going to teach you why webinars are the most important thing and way to do this. And you probably already know this because you're here. You figured out that webinars are the bee's knees. So I probably don't have to, try to, get your mind around that idea. But I am going to share 6 steps to a profitable sales webinar because I want you to walk away with some awesome value. And then I'm going to talk about evergreen webinars. And then beyond that, I'm going to dive into why EasyWebinar. Okay. Can you share screen? Can you share screen and webcam simultaneously? Yes, Howard, you can with our live engine. You came recommended by Kimra Luna and April Franks Hunt. I'm ready to automate for passive income. Cool, Lisa. Well, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. So if you guys don't know who I am, this is me right here. That's me. That's also me. And this is me, but this is my brother. Weird, right? So I am someone who's been in this world for a while, but I started off as an actor. I founded EasyWebinar in 2013, built a 7-figure software company, been featured in a few places, Business Insider, Entrepreneur, Social Media Examiner, and more. This is my wife, our baby, who's now 15 months, and our 2 sons that we adopted who are finally home. Our 2 sons from Haiti. So this is me in a nutshell. But after being a broke actor, I had a thing where I didn't want to be broke anymore. So I went into becoming a mortgage broker. And that's what I did for many, many years until the recession hit. And I remember at the time when I was doing mortgage brokering, it was not fun at all. It was awful. But a blessing came when the recession hit and I went from a $250 a year job to about $15,000. And so my online marketing experience and journey started in about 2011. But at the time, I remember it was not easy to try to figure out how to do all this stuff, right? And by the way, this is way before Lead Pages, way before all the other platforms, that are easy to do things with, right? The thing I jumped into when I first started off, though, was YouTube. And my goal was to try to figure out how to generate leads using YouTube for my business. And as soon as I started to dive in, I actually started falling in love with YouTube. And then I became a YouTube consultant. Instead of necessarily doing YouTube to market my own business, I started doing it to market other people's businesses. And I was doing it very effectively. I was working for companies like Estee Lauder, HarperCollins, and more on video campaigns. And I still had the notion of creating a course online for myself. And I knew that was the next evolution that I wanted to dive into. So I created a course all about YouTube, but I could not sell it. And the reason I'm sharing this story is because the one thing that allowed me to sell anything that allowed me to actually start to get out there and sell an online course was webinars. I had this idea to create a video that would invite people to a workshop where I showed them how to get on the first page of Google using YouTube. And as soon as I did that, that's when I started having momentum, right? And as soon as I understood how to create a paid webinar, basically a webinar where I was selling at the end of the webinar. I call a paid webinar something that I sell, where I sell at the end. Well, anyway, that's when I started to actually generate revenue. And my first year of generating revenue was 2012. And in that year, I did about $245,000. I built a list of about 14,000, and it was all running webinars. So I don't think I have to convince you why webinars are super important. They're the best way for lead generation, best for selling your tools, great for unlocking automation, and perfect for onboarding your customers. And, the reason that they're powerful is because they solidify you as an expert. They build a know, like, and trust. And generally speaking, you can sell anything on a webinar at all. You can, anything you want. We have people that sell $97 courses all the way up to $25,000 programs. So, when I made this slide, it was only $3,000 that I was maybe ever saw. But even us, we have webinars that push people into a $7,500 coaching program, albeit it takes them to a sales call first, but it's still, you can do webinars to where they become basically the engine of your marketing, right? But here's the problem for webinars. There's a divide between doing them and deciding on doing them and actually doing them. So I want to ask you, does this sound like you? And how many of you have not done webinars yet because you're kind of nervous about doing them, or you're not totally 100% on board and sure about doing webinars? Let me know. If you're someone who's thought about doing webinars, but you kind of have some reservations around it, let me know in the chat. Who's done a webinar? That's my first question. Who's done a webinar? Put woohoo if you've done a webinar. If you haven't done a webinar, we have, I think I may have a poo emoji. No, I don't have a poo emoji, but do make this face if you haven't done a webinar yet. You see that, guys? Can you see that, what I've just posted there? Not yet. All right. Yep. And so, that's okay, cool. So we have some that have and some that have not done webinars yet. And it's totally cool. But oftentimes I think that this is the problem, that people see big name folks doing webinars and that intimidates the crap out of them. They think that webinars won't work in their industry, which I get all the time. Oh, I'm a dentist, I can't do webinars. Or I have a window cleaning service, can't do webinars. Nope. That's actually not the case. Webinars work super effectively. It's just a question of how to use them, how long to make a webinar, and because webinars basically are a qualifying tool as well. They help you to find the right leads, not just a lead, but the right lead, right? That's the whole idea of a webinar. But this is what people think. I get overwhelmed with all the tech, so I never start. I don't want to look like an idiot or say the wrong things on a webinar. I have a fear of failing or trying and failing. And what if I don't make any sales? And I don't have time to do a live webinar. I hear this all the time. All the time. I've heard that a billion, kabillion times. Just Facebook Live and private groups kind of webinars. Cool, Lisa. Yep, done lots. Can be. Says no. Double barrel faces. Yeah, so let me know if any of that resonates with you, because if you've had your ear to the grindstone, you've heard every story as to why you won't succeed with webinars. You've heard that to profit with webinars, you need to be an NLP, neuro-linguistic expert, or have public speaking experience. You've heard that you have to be a tech ninja. And oftentimes doing a bad webinar can tarnish your reputation forever. And the simple truth is that these stories are all hogwash. They are completely bull, okay? They are 100% bull. And they are things that stop us, prevent us from actually doing anything with webinars. Looked at the Tribe-Minded Elite Webinar Mastery Program. How are those resources different from the standard offering? Is it included with your bonus package if we enroll today? My Tribe-Minded Elite Webinar Mastery Program, my Fast Track program, that's a separate program to what I have today. However, if you are someone who wants to join that program, EasyWebinar becomes available for you in that program. So EasyWebinar is a separate product that I'm going to be sharing today at the end of the day, or at the end of this, I'm going to talk about how you can get access to it. But if you wanted to get into our program that showed you how to leverage the power of webinars in your own business and get into our fast track, just reach out to me, because we would be setting up a time to get on a strategy call and seeing if you're the right fit for that particular program. And that is a coaching program that's more high touch. Cool, savvy? Savvy? All right, let's keep going. So when I first started doing webinars, I did terrible. I'm reaching. Okay, cool, Tom. Tom is saying that this is Tom reaching. When I first started out, I was doing terrible webinars, right? I would overshare. I remember the first experience I did a webinar was in the back farmhouse of my wife's parents' farmhouse in Iowa. And the heater was blaring because it was the dead of winter. And I had like a lot of people on the call, but my internet was sporadic. I was using the built-in microphone, and I mean, that entire webinar experience was insane. I was oversharing. I do ums and ahs all the time, but at the end of the day, I still sold $2,000 worth of sales on that webinar. And the reason that I was still able to sell is because of that concept that webinars inherently build a know, like, and trust. So even if you're doing terrible webinars, you can succeed. And they really do come down to two things. Okay, if you have sincerity and you have value, you can do well in a webinar, even if you are the king of stuttering like me, or you are the oversharing queen of the universe. Okay, it doesn't really matter. In fact, we had Jody who came into one of my programs, my coaching programs, and she had a template that she was using for webinars, and it was not working for her. She learned some webinar platform training. She learned a webinar training from somebody else, and it just did not serve her. She came in and we discussed how she needed to just let herself go a little, think out, and allow herself to work outside the box and get a little more personal with her audience. And after she did that, she was hugely successful. Her first webinar did about $19,000. And she also implemented these 6 strategies that I'm going to be sharing with you right now. Okay. And so after she implemented these 6 strategies, she finally started to do well, along with the understanding, though, that you need 2 things overall more than anything else: sincerity and value. You have to have something of value that you can sell to somebody or give to somebody or share to somebody. And you have to be sincere about it. You have to be human. You have to be yourself. Howard said, can I share my biggest challenge? For a long while, I was marketing an opportunity. So I did a high impact education piece so people trust me and bought, but I'm also in the sales, training, and business development business, and I consistently give so much value to my audience that they walk away tooled up but not see the need to buy the whole program. So my question is, how do we create a formula where I give value but not too much? Wow, does this actually sound like what I just said? That's so funny, Howard, that you said that, because that was me. I would overshare. I was the king of oversharing, but I'd still get some sales. Now, at this particular webinar, this was I had like 200 people on, so it was actually not that great of sales. But what I'm going to share with you is a 6-step system that you can put into effect that will help you to be more profitable in your webinars. If you are interested in that, put a hey-o in the chat, or a quick thumbs up, or a lightning bolt, depending on which emoji tickles your fancy. So let's talk about these 6 steps, right? You may want to write these down, okay, because I'm going to try to bust through these pretty quick. So get a pencil, pen, whatever you use, or take notes on your laptop next to the window or something like that. All right, so the very first thing that you want to do in order to really rock out a webinar and do well in the beginning is create a buzz. Now, what this simply means is it means create an expectation and anticipation of what's coming so that people stick around to the end. The reason I have a screenshot of the cats from the musical Cats is because they in that musical they have a pre-show where the cats come out and actually walk around even before the show starts. And you get excited about the show because you're like, whoa, check out these cats. They're like purring and jumping in people's laps. And it got you excited about what you were going to be seeing. So what you want to do is you want to do the same thing. Now, I'm not saying you need to jump in people's laps and purr and drink milk and lick your paw. I'm not saying that. But you do want to set up an expectation of what's coming and get them excited, okay? Yes, this slide is also on my evergreen webinar as well. Yeah, I'm pretty much using the same webinar for live. I'm just kind of pulling off of it and also coming in and being me in front of the camera and stuff too. So here's a quick action step. So just be aware, guys, if you do want to watch this full presentation without interruptions, you can go and watch my demo webinar that is also found on the homepage of EasyWebinar, and you can watch that you can watch it in real time. You can do one of the right on time schedules, and you'll be able to watch it right then and there. Okay, so action steps. Welcome your attendees. Tell them to close distraction. let them know you're waiting for more peeps to come in the room, and you could even incentivize them to share news of the event on Facebook and stuff like that. Right? Cool. All right. So the buzz should be about 5 to 10 minutes long, right? All right, next one, get personal. Now I did this a little. You notice I kind of went into my story a bit, but here's the deal. Your story really needs to be a way to reveal their pain and problem, and it should be a way to disarm your audience. It shouldn't be about me, yo, 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 I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best around. No one can ever break me down. Okay, it shouldn't be about that. It should be really about how you have gone through a hero journey that probably is very similar to what your audience's own journey is, right? And the goal is that you're building a know, like, and trust. You are showing who you are, right? So just realize that. So here's kind of how it works. Here's an example. When I started out, and this is all true, my story is all true. So it's not like you're going to be pulling out all this out of like some, fantasy. You're pulling it out of real life. Like I almost went into foreclosure. Okay. I went from a job where I was making 250,000 to 15,000. That's my story. It was always hard for me to come to grips with telling my story. But I realized that my story was needed to be told, especially so people understood that I came from where they are. Right. And that's how you start to connect with people through empathy. As an example, when I started out, I wasn't able to convert leads into sales, nor did I have a great way to collect leads in the first place. I was getting frustrated, almost went into foreclosure in the process. So here's what you do. You talk about your own struggles, then share how you overcame them. And this is where you're going to start to talk about what we call the uncommon solution, right? You first highlight what's known as the common solution. Like, I was trying to build my business up and I was doing cold calls and I would go to the local chamber of commerce and all these things weren't working until one day I had the idea to run a webinar. Boom. Now I'm able to do things online. I'm using webinars to bring people into my business, and now I can sell consistently, right? So the common solution is what you're showing, and then you're revealing the uncommon solution. And by the end of this entire webinar, your uncommon solution becomes your program. Okay, so just I'm giving you a little insight as to what's coming. Okay, but really think about this: the common solution versus the uncommon solution. Right? What do everybody else do? What are they all? What is the common solution out there that people think they have in your particular field? And then what you want to do is kind of throw stones at that idea and show how your program is the uncommon solution, right? You can also at this point share successes. You can talk about publications and all sorts of cool stuff. Alternate channel sales. My MCIs was my biggest paycheck, 40K per month. They filed bankruptcy on my 40th birthday, right after I bought a house and was expecting my first child. Oh, snapdragons. Yeah, that's, I get it. I get how that feels. I 100% know how that feels. Yeah. I bought a house too high in the market. And then, I have 3 kids now. So I completely understand, Tom. That's a really great way to look at it. And so just think about how your audience relates to that and what they maybe are going through and how it relates to that. Okay, so that's number 2. Get personal, start to disarm your audience. And then you're going to dive into the main content and value. And by the way, you've already started to touch on the emotional side of connecting with your audience through your own story. And now you're going to start to dig into the logic side by sharing content that could potentially support your case of the uncommon solution, right? So basically supporting your case by showing a trend, offering stats, and appealing to logic. So as an example, when I started implementing webinars into my business, I was finally able to start building my email list and selling because webinars allowed me to build a know, like, and trust, which bridge the gap of impersonality found on the web. And these particular companies are using webinars, right? So that's what you're going to start to do. You're going to start to reveal the logic side of this, right? And you're going to start to talk about trends or stats as it relates to the logic. Your goal here is to start to reveal the true value of what they're going to be getting. Because here's the cool part: your content and value are the what and the why what the uncommon solution is about, why it's valuable for them. And then boom, after you do this sort of 30 minutes of training as to the uncommon solution, the what and the why around it, you're going to start to reveal number 4, the close and pitch. And number 4, close and pitch, is the how. Your program is how they're going to achieve these results. And that's where you're going to start to talk about, how are you going to be able to do this? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm excited to share with you my 6-week program that's going to bring you the results you're finally looking for, right? And that's where you are basically transitioning from the value to the pitch, okay? You're talking about the what and the why, and the how is your program. So you're now going to have the solution. You're going to highlight the product's benefits, the benefits of the benefits, which means you're going to be showing instead of your product, has 5 key modules that talk about, personal development, you're going to talk about that, how your program allows people to achieve bigger results in their lives, have, and boundless revenue, and et cetera, et cetera. So talk more about the benefit of the benefit. If that means more time for your audience like ours, the benefit is that our audience gets more freedom, more time, and earns more revenue, right? So that they have more time with their family. You can also start to put out testimonials, right? And these are going to be testimonials of your clients, hopefully. So start to roll out testimonials of how people had success with whatever your program is. And they don't have to be paid clients. Don't worry about that. I have a lot of people that always say, like, Casey, I don't have any testimonials yet. Well, don't worry. If you don't have testimonials, then just help somebody and get them to talk about how awesome you are. This is where you're also going to start talking about bonuses that you're going to list out for your program. And a good bonus, by the way, is something that fills in the gaps of what your program is. So a bonus is an additional program that you can offer to somebody that is of high value. And so we oftentimes, what we do for our bonuses is we have a lot of training on how to get leads. So that is helpful because our platform is a webinar platform. So we are most of the time, because a webinar is a conversion tool, we want to try to have bonuses that make sense, that support the offer. Okay. And then you're going to have a call to action, make maybe a price breakdown and a guarantee at that point. And the whole pitch is about 10 to 15 minutes long, and it rolls directly into the Q&A section, which should basically about another 10 to 15 minutes, where you answer your question, the objections of your audience, right? You also start to reveal things like what we call a fast action bonus, which is like maybe a bonus that's only available on the webinar. You can also start congratulating any buyers coming in as well. And so just so you know, this is what one of our pages look like when we do a countdown and we do a Q&A time. We actually have the timer going off for the next 10 minutes, and then people can come on through. All right, final action item is thank buyers for coming in, ask them to stay so you can show the back end of your program. And then I'd end with a cap of this message basically as the end. And you can copy this message if you want to a note, okay? There are 2 things you can do right now. We just gave you enough information to go take action and do this stuff yourself, or you can come through and implement it at a much faster rate, which in turn will produce a greater result in a shorter period of time by working with us, right? So you could say something like that, bring them in, and then, that's when you're closing your deals. So cool. All right, guys, that was the 6 steps. Now I want to pivot and talk about building an entire scalable business using webinars as a sales system. Because remember, as I said, I was able to build a list of 14,000 people, make a comfortable 7 figures online. But I was also held at the time when I was doing this to just doing live webinars. And live webinars are great, but you have to do them consistently. And we cannot be there all the time. We cannot be our best salesperson all the time because we get burnt out. So that's where automated webinars come into play. And they're very effective because you can take your perfect show and run it over and over again, right? So I want to show you how to scale up your marketing using the power of evergreen webinars, right? So basically, what are they? They are pre-recorded videos streamed in real time. The awesome thing about an automated webinar is you can create it once and can work over and over again for you. Our system, EasyWebinar, allows you to stream out multiple sessions in your attendees' local time zones in real time, which is pretty awesome. And I get this question all the time, Casey, why don't I just use a replay video? The thing about a replay is that it does not have that same level of commitment as a session that someone registers for that has to show up for. So that's where the medium of webinars for evergreen webinars is more effective than just sending to a replay alone. The replay will not get the sales, and we've had that happen countless times for countless clients where, you know, they did great on live or they did awesome, excuse me, on evergreen, but when it came to running a replay, they just botched it, right? Didn't do good. So just realize that. So when do you use evergreen webinars? Well, I like to use them when I do evergreen traffic through Facebook ads, right? When I do things using paid ads. What are the conversion rates between replay and automated evergreen webinars? So I'll tell you this right now. You want to know some stats? Here they are. For a live webinar, we typically can do about 10%, 10 to 15% in conversion, meaning of the people that register, 10 to 15% can become clients, right? Or purchase your program. For an evergreen, surprisingly enough, we have 10% in terms of conversions again. And really, it's going to be boiling down to how good your webinar is and how good your follow-up email sequence is, right? If you rock out both of those, do well, you can have a 10% conversion. Now, as a comparison, though, we've done, you know, the PLF formula, the product launch formula before, and that basically had a 5 to 8% conversion. So we realized that webinars had the best conversion that we noticed, right? So that's why we end up keeping webinars in our book of business. That's why we do what we do with webinars. So the full traffic and traffic and the full traffic and conversion system for live and automated webinars is paid traffic, send them to a webinar sign-up form, bring them to a presentation, access a quality product, and then you can make sales, right? And this is something we started doing with different clients. Here's John Lee Dumas, who had a problem. He was doing live webinars all the time. He did 1.5 million in live webinars, which is great. But at the same time, he was also getting burnt out. So what we did is we implemented an evergreen webinar formula for him to where he didn't have to get so burnt out with running live webinars every single day. So now, after we implemented that, now he went into doing only one live webinar every single month, and so he supplemented his income using evergreen webinars, right? Here's Dale Partridge, who also uses our system, and he said, no joke on the subject line, already made 16,000 in 10 days using your strategy. And then 30 days later, he said, made almost 100,000 with EasyWebinar. And he was running evergreen webinars. And this is what John's funnel looked like. So he was running people from a podcast into one of our registration pages, into the thank you page. This is our thank you page. And on the thank you page, we have what are known as social share features, the custom URL. You can add people to GCal. And he was doing this and he was rocking it out. People would come into his webinar and they were buying his program left and right. So it's pretty incredible stuff for sure. And here's another client of ours who is actually in a very, very different niche and something that might relate a bit more to you guys. He is in the financial advisory niche. He is targeting 401k employees. Oh, no, sorry. IBM employees with 401k plans. And so we actually helped him with a whole strategy. He's one of our mastermind clients. So we did Facebook strategy, coming to the webinar, and on the back end of the webinar, he actually doesn't sell anything except a strategy call. But on the call, this is what he said: "Gentlemen, we have hit a home run. I had my first call with a webinar participant today, and it went so well. He has over 2 million in assets. Love the way I branded and marketed my services. Thought the ad and webinar were very well done. I'm sure he's going to sign up with me. And I am now going to do his risk profile. Thank you all for taking my mission and vision, for taking my vision and making it a reality." So basically, this client, he reached out to me soon after he posted this, and he said, "Listen, this client now they're on retainer for 16K a year. 16K a year is what he's getting from this particular client now, just for getting on the phone with him. And he has a lot more. He had a lot more in the pipeline, right? But that's just an example of how this can work. So why add marketing automation to your funnel? Well, it saves yourself time, energy, and money. Here's another example. Here's Jason Caruso, who did an evergreen webinar because he had a full-time family. He couldn't do a live. And his first evergreen webinar, he did $14,000. And he ran that evergreen webinar basically as an automated webinar streamed at one time, right? So it's like, just imagine, guys, if I never, acknowledged that this was live, he used that same concept, because with EasyWebinar, you can stream one specific time of a webinar in one time zone to have the look and feel of live, right? And that's what he did. And boom, he did 14K in sales because he just had to. He couldn't actually run a live webinar. Again, the idea behind this is that it frees you up to do the things you love. Truly, this is why people use us. We have people that say this every day. In fact, I'll share more of those people right now coming in here after I remind you about Mark Cuban's quote. Because most people find the wrong system, and the wrong system equals the wrong strategy. And that's not you. That's not today. So I'm going to be sharing with you a couple more success stories of people that use us every single day. But I do want to say that after spending 3 years, millions in development, we finally came up with EasyWebinar, which is an all-in-one webinar event suite that does both live and automated webinars that was designed to basically help you with using both live webinars and automated webinars to basically build the business that you were designed to, and put on this planet to build. EasyWebinar was designed to do 3 things: get you more customers, keep the customers you have, and save you time and ultimately money, right? And when we talk about getting more customers, we talk about running live or evergreen marketing webinars that build a know, like, and trust that do the selling for you. And when we talk about keeping the customers you have, we talk about by using evergreen webinars or live webinars for onboarding your new customers, clients, and employees, etc. You can have success with doing this. So in terms of saving yourself time and ultimately money, go beyond the one-to-many ratio of marketing that a live webinar allows and enter into evergreen webinars that ultimately duplicate your success over and over again without you having to be there. It's a very powerful element. And here are different pieces of what EasyWebinar has. As I told you before, we have everything built in: all the registration pages, thank you pages, event pages, replay pages, emails, everything. We have some of the best integrations of into some of the most popular CRM systems and email programs out there, like ConvertKit, Infusionsoft, Ontraport, GetDrip, MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, et cetera, we have all of those. We have one-click signups. We have WordPress site integration. We host everything for you, right? So all the pages that you can create, these are just some of the examples that I'm showing you right now. We host all of those for you. You could do automated webinars, unlimited automated webinars to an unlimited number of attendees, live webinars using both our live engine and YouTube live streaming, which we're using today. We have live offers and chats. You can run advanced automated webinars. You can run summits, Q&As, inter-office training, evergreen learning management training, evergreen product launches, bootcamp coaching, and more with EasyWebinar. And the cool thing is, as I mentioned, EasyWebinar is basically a page builder tool, but around webinars. So we just focus on webinars. So it's not a page builder tool. Sorry, it is a funnel creator, though, right? So it creates 6 pages of an automated funnel. And this is what those pages are: a registration page, a webinar thank you page, a countdown page, an event page, the timed replay page, and we have the one-click registration as well. Right? So you would basically go into EasyWebinar, you'd set your title for your webinar, you'd choose if you want to be doing a live webinar, an evergreen webinar, and then you'd go into your registration page, you'd build out, you choose a template, build out the headline, subheadline, and so on and so forth. You can add a video to that. You add a video to the thank you page as well, where you say, thanks for registering. Awesome. You could use EasyWebinar social share feature to add another 10 to 15% viral traffic coming to the page. You can then have your event page, which has, your title, headlines. It has the offers. You would build your offers for your event. So if like you're going to push off a call to action to join your membership or download a PDF, this is where you would do it. You then can build your custom replay page or duplicate the replay, duplicate the event page as the replay. And then you have our before event notifications and after event notifications, which are all built in and all designed to give you what's known as what we call the minimum viable funnel. With EasyWebinar, you don't need anything else, okay? It has everything for you. And if you just used it by itself, oftentimes you can do better. Oftentimes you can do, let me say it again, oftentimes you can do better by not having all the bells and whistles and having it all integrated with, another platform. You could crush it just using EasyWebinar alone, even if you didn't have an email system, right? But we do have all these integrations right here with the different email systems. And then you can connect your webinar to the outside world, from SEO settings to get your webinar found in Google, to third-party pixel tracking and audience pixels so you can know who converts. Countdown page settings, social media meta tag settings, so you can have the right images and the right text going out to the right social medias that you post this to, right? Pretty cool. And then you can start to look at the results by going into the analytics and seeing who's watching, what actions are they performing, right? And more, right? In fact, each one of these lines, you can unlock this and see if they've asked a question and what questions those were, or if they clicked a button. It's pretty cool. And as I said, with EasyWebinar, we do have our live stream engine. We have an app for your for iOS and Android, and it can be pushed out, and it streams in real time. It's pretty awesome stuff, right? So again, I just want to reiterate that EasyWebinar is a system, a strategy system, and that's why we built it. We built it so you would have a tool that would act as a strategy system. So I'd love to, invite you guys into the program itself. But before I do, I'm going to share just a couple more testimonials. Here's John Lee Dumas saying, Casey is responsible for igniting my online training, leading to 7 figures in sales and growing every day. Here's Devin saying, everything Casey does is quality. His teaching is authentic and actionable, and his EasyWebinar software works incredibly well in many of our businesses. Here's Bozadar. Actually, I'm going to jump to April and Eric at the bottom. Casey has changed our lives. We were doing 2 to 3 live webinars a week with a family and job. I was tired. With automated webinars, we don't have the pressure. The webinar is just running. People are so grateful. We offer webinars at 8 p.m. We couldn't do that before with live. Thank you, Casey. Really cool stuff. Here's Kimber Luna, who used our system to do 900,000 in a live webinar. Here's just a couple other people from Facebook. Here's Brad, who picked up EasyWebinar on Sunday, watched the tutorials, and $15.79 in sales from a 1-hour webinar. Here's Tara, who had the same experience. Just finished my first webinar using EasyWebinar after switching from, let's say, another platform. Wow, it was amazing. My first sale came in, no technical issues. Question button was awesome. Switch between showing me on video and PowerPoint. Great job, Casey Zeman and the EasyWebinar team. I think a lot of times we get caught up in the little details of technicalities of a newer system and forget the big picture of how the program delivers on value. Here's David, who said, Casey, I just want to let you know I've made over 107,000 since last August using EasyWebinar. Here's John, who said, Casey, EasyWebinar is contributing to about 90% of my income since I started using it in November. I'm making 20K a month without fail. I was making 5K before that. So big thanks. Feel free to reach out and let me know if you have any ideas to make the webinars better, right? Here's Lisa saying, look forward to my next successful webinar with EasyWebinar. I'm so glad I bought the software. It's made my life so much easier. I'm already starting to enjoy hosting my training webinars. Next step is automated webinars. Nice, nice. And guys, we have more testimonials. Here's Alana Cavalia, who's now doing about 50 grand a month using our systems. At the time she sold that we got this, she sold 10 full programs at $1,500 a pop, doing really well. Here's Joshua saying, I just started using the just-in-time feature from my opt-ins, and it appears that my opt-in rates have jumped nearly 50%, if not higher. That's pretty great. My attendance rate is 64%. So here's my final thoughts, guys. The best time to do a webinar is right now, right? So I have something special for you on this page while you're here. Now, there should be an offer tab that is open. Do you guys see? Let me just see if this, I'm going to push this out there again. Okay, so you should be able to see a button where it says webinar special. If you see that, let me know. Put a thumbs up in the chat if you see it, okay? Now, let me tell you a bit more about the price on this and what EasyWebinar costs. So we initially decided that an investment of $9.97 paid annually was fair for the 100 attendees on our live engine, along with unlimited attendees with YouTube Live and unlimited evergreen webinars, because we realized that just one live event with 30 people, okay, selling a 1K product run through EasyWebinar could easily recoup the investment 3 times, because that is what a 10% conversion rate looks like, basically, right? Or if you had one evergreen webinar running, selling your courses, products, or coaching, it could be the main source of income, just like John. So, basically, if you've ever had questions as to, does this program deliver on value and is the price worth it? Yeah, the price is definitely worth it. Especially considering that other software like GoToWebinar, which only does live events and replay, charges $1,068 for their 100 attendee package, and it only does live webinars. It doesn't have live plus evergreen plus expiring replay pages and unlimited live attendees using YouTube Live. It doesn't have any of that stuff, right? Then we thought that we would not only did we want to have a better feature set for marketing your business by creating awesome live and evergreen webinars for everyone. We wanted to have a better feature set than any other platform out there, but we also wanted to do it at a fraction of the price. So instead of $9.97 a year, which is still less than GoToWebinar, we decided to drop it even more to $6.99 a year, which is basically broken down to $58.25 a month, right? And this includes 100 live attendees with EasyWebinar Live Engine, unlimited webinar attendees using YouTube Live, unlimited evergreen webinars, push button offers, polls, etc. Plush, live chat, private chat together, co-presenting functionality, email hosting, we do all that, responsive, customizable, and high converting webinar pages, analytics, and advanced CRM integration, time replay pages, and more. That's all included in this program. But here's the cool thing. On this webinar, we decided to do one better and drop the investment down for the yearly bundle to $591. Okay, $591 instead of the $699, right? And if you use the promo code demo special, you will be able to add it into the landing page, the checkout page that we're going to drive you to, okay? And by doing so, that will get you this special deal, which is pretty awesome. So how do you do it? Well, you can get access to the EasyWebinar today. You can, let me show you where to go, okay? When you come through today, I'm not going to, I'm sorry, I'm I started to go a little too forward here because I was looking for the link, but you should have the link. And before I dive in here, okay, here's the link right here, easywebinar.com/webinar special. Okay. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share with you some of the bonuses that I'm going to be rolling in right now. While at the same time, you guys can go to this site, easywebinar.com/webinar special. Okay. Click on that and let me know if you guys get on through there. I'm looking forward to becoming your next compelling case study. Awesome, Tom. Excited about it. So a couple of things I'm going to be rolling in. Okay. First is a $1,900 bonus package. And this is what my $1,900 bonus package looks like. We have all sorts of cool stuff. It's a ton of training on basically driving traffic using Twitter, using LinkedIn. There's registration conversion masterclass to teach you how to have a high converting registration page. I teach you how to be a live stream superhero, so you know what tools to use for really doing kick butt webinars, right? And you get access to our private members only Facebook group. Not to mention, you get a free onboarding call when you come into EasyWebinar, and you get a 30-day onboarding email sequence that you get access to as well. But on top of that, I am going to be rolling in on this webinar right now my Elite Webinar Mastery Foundation training. Okay, this is basically my first training inside of Elite Webinar Mastery that touches on best webinars, best uses for webinars, choosing your webinar topics, choosing a webinar platform, presentation software, tools for business, resource for tech gear, a 6-step webinar formula, and engagement during the presentation. So this is an additional bonus we've never offered anywhere else. This is $300 additional bonus that we decided to roll in here. And that's a total value of about $2,200. So I would say come in now. If you're ready to make the commitment to dive in, to get the bonuses and do all sorts of stuff. All you have to do is go to easywebinar.com/webinar special. Use the promo code demo special, okay, to come on in and get that discount, because as soon as you do, the cost is not $6.99. The cost is $5.91. Okay. So again, easywebinar.com/webinar special. And I wanted to find out if there's any other questions from you guys, any particular questions at all. While we sort of close shop, I'm going to be getting out to date night very soon here with my wife. So I do want to find out if there's any particular questions for you guys that I could be answering right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull myself back in front of the camera and answer any questions that you may have. And then if there's anything else I could do for you, that's what I'm here to do. So let me just pull myself back up. Hello, it's me again. How's it going? Casey here. And again, as I said, let me know if you have any questions on EasyWebinar. Well, if there's anything we can do for you, we'd love to, of course, support you, help you out with really, tackling webinars in the most effective way possible. So some things that, you can get access to right away, guys, is once you do come in, you will get a login. So as soon as you become a customer, and let me show you actually what I did. I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to show you where I'm taking you, basically. So I wanted to show you what the page looks like that you can get access to right now that has this spiffy discount associated with it, right? So webinar special. Okay. Share my screen here. A second. Okay. Share my screen. Desktop 1. Okay, you should see my screen now. Yeah. And so this is the page you would be coming to. I want to explain this page, okay? So what you're going to be getting, EasyWebinar basically costs about $78 a month for the lowest package you could potentially get that has both live and evergreen webinars. But on this particular page, you can get access to it that at basically $49 a month paid annually. That annual payment is $591.60. Okay. So what you're going to do when you get to this page, and you can look at, my Elite Webinar Mastery Foundation program, which is found over here. We sell that for a minimum of $300 a month, or $300. So you could see that by coming into here. Then you can also see my $1,900 bonus package if you have more questions on what's exactly included in this package here. But when you're ready to come on through, you're going to click here. Okay. And now you're being brought to a page that's actually going to be talking about our reseller program. And our reseller program, this is kind of what's called an upsell, right? You can have the ability to use our reseller program commercial license, where if you're someone who uses or wants to use EasyWebinar for your clients, you can, and you can do it really, really effectively. And our reseller program gives you the ability to have 5 additional sub-users, meaning that you have 5 additional account holders. They have their own login and everything else, and you basically give them their own account, right? Now, the cool thing is that if you go to our sales page and you were to try to do this 5 sub-user account, which we call the agency level, is basically $500 a month. But you coming into it through here, right? You can get access to it for way less than that. But if you're someone who's just going to be using EasyWebinar for yourself and you don't want to add more, you don't want to have clients added to your own account, which basically, here's the deal. You add sub-users to your account. You basically only set up your sub-users through your account. It's not like they live in your account, right? They have their own separate account that you get access to as the super admin. You can edit any one of your add-on sub-users' own portals and webinars, but they can't access anything but their own portal, right? And if that's not appealing to you, then you can just click no thanks. I don't plan on using EasyWebinar on client sites. I just want the unlimited standard license. You click on that. That'll bring you to this particular page right here. And you can come on through, and what you're going to do is put that promo code right here, okay? Remember what that promo code is. You remember what that is? I think it's what, demo special? There we go, demo special. And that will get you access to this offer, this awesome deal that you can get right now, including Elite Webinar Mastery Foundation program, which by the way is pretty awesome. I can show you what that program looks like in the back end as well, so you can sort of see it. But I did show what it looked like from here. Let me just quickly go back over here. Yep. So you can kind of see this is the training that you can get access to right here. All of this stuff, by the way, look at this. All this stuff comes with homework, okay, and downloadable documents for training. And you go through each of these, and it's just gonna give you so much. You're gonna learn so much just in this program alone that I'm giving you access to as right now as a bonus. So please do come on through. I definitely highly recommend it. Now is the time to come on through. And once you do, just, throw me a holler and let me know that you actually have come in. Okay. Cool. Can we use this for more than one offering or company? Yes. As I mentioned, you can use this especially for the agency level. You can use it for an unlimited number of companies. I want to know the CSS code that you use for this theme. Cool. I can help you with that. Please share the reseller link again. and where to access the landing page. Okay, so here's how you could actually get access. This link here. Okay, let me copy this link right here. Right, this link here. You want just the agency? Well, it will, if you click on this link here, what that will do, Tom, is it will bring you to this page right here. On this page, just you have to click this button. So what happens is you click, I want EasyWebinar Standard, and it will bring you to this upgrade page, right? So here, I'll send you to the upgrade page automatically, which in the upgrade offer, the thing you're going to choose is the first one right here. Okay, first one right here, the green, and it's going to bring you to this license right here. And this is normally $2,000, and that's a discount. That's a huge discount, because if you were to go to into EasyWebinar, you'll notice that to add sub-users, it's way more than that. Especially for our 5 site. This gives you 5 additional sub-users. But what you can do right now is you put in the coupon code, the promo code I gave you, which is demo special. Okay, demo special, right? And that will get you that additional discount on that particular license. And this can be used for your clients. This could be used for your other businesses. And here's the thing: once you do sign up, you are basically multiplying by 5 more times that same account that you just got. So every other account has unlimited evergreen webinar options, unlimited live attendees using YouTube Live, up to 100 live attendees using our live stream engine. Okay, so it's really cool stuff. You are just basically duplicating your account. So guys, this is the time to come on in. And of course, as I said, for those who do come into this one as well, you also get access to the Elite Webinar Mastery Foundation program too. So you get the bonuses there as well. All right, my friends, I think I'm going to have to say adieu to you. Can I learn on standard and then convert to agency? Yeah, well, I don't know if we have an upgrade option inside there. You can always just reach out if you wanted to. I will say this, that my Elite Webinar Mastery program, or my Tribe Minded, my Fast Track program, that is a hands-on program that is a coaching program. It's a 6-week coaching program. It's intensive. You get on strategy calls with me. It's much different than just getting the software alone. Okay, software alone just comes with the software. It doesn't really come with the strategies for building out an evergreen, what we call the evergreen profit center, which can be for different industries. Oftentimes selling high ticket. Tom, are you looking to do high ticket sales? Is that what you're looking to do? Is the content transferable? Yes. If we give you an upgrade option, you can obviously transfer that over. You would keep the same webinars you have. I want the coaching. Yeah. Yeah. So why don't you, if you come in now, we should probably get on a call, strategy call, to talk about the coaching. Okay. So that we can get you rocking on what it is you're looking to do, especially if you were selling a high ticket program. There's a structure that we do for our clients, particularly on how to set this up right. You have the software. Software is a part of it, but you do know, I'm sure you realize this, that software without the training behind it, or without a strategy system around it, is like just having a Ferrari without knowing how to drive it, right? So the whole idea of the coaching program, EasyWebinar, we give you a manual to learn how to drive a Lamborghini, but you got to go through that manual yourself. Whereas my coaching program, it's done with you, and we go through that process. It's much more hands-on, much more dialed in to you. We get on a strategy call and stuff like that. So anyway, If you are interested in that, we'll reach out and probably get up a strategy call set up with you as well to get all that going. So, guys, I just want to say thanks again. Thank you for all for being here. And I will talk to you all very soon. Have a fabulous day. And can't wait to talk with you. I sent you an email request for the CSS code and for this theme. It rocks. I want to use it on my EasyWebinar registration page. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And in fact, actually, just Jim, who is in our help desk, he just rocked it out for me. It just did it pretty quick. That's what we do. We also have a done for you as well, where we have our team can build out funnels lickety split for people that look just killer and really well branded to you. So anywho, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Thanks again for coming. Take care and have a fabulous day. Bye-bye.